Everyone right to go?
Yes, we're good to start.
Wonderful. Good morning, everybody. This is WigglesWorld 2000 speaking, and I would like to welcome you all back, and we hope that everyone has a lovely 4-week break. I'm happy to be back in my animation business since my last crossover music video. And today's staff meeting is all about producing and promoting new WigglesWorld content, so that my popularity grows even larger than ever since during the stick figure era. Alright, now for new WigglesWorld content. Wiggly Prehistoric World premieres today. It was Zombie Murphinator 2002's idea to team up with me to build this short series last year. It will be based on the Catman Wiggles segments from their second TV series, but with us, the Goodville Gang, High Five, and Bananas in Pajamas. For crossover music videos, there will be 2 or 3 to feature High Five. The following songs will be LOV, Friends Forever, and Living in a Rainbow. For Wiggly Virals, it will return with 4 new episodes. The first 2 were made a few months ago, after we helped Bear celebrate his 25th birthday. But for the next 2 episodes, we will be filming them, and expected to premiere in, probably mid this year. For crossover parties, it will not be happening this year, because Jimmy Gak, Moses, and I were getting sick and tired of hearing a number of off-topic requests in some of my videos I've worked hard on. Not only that, I'm getting way too exhausted after sustained constructing 4 big events over the past 18 months. And I've wanted to take some weeks off after each big event film. Also, the 5 of us as the Goodville Gang have paid around $500 worth of venue bookings for parties over the past 12 months. And I was not impressed with my money loss after a $500 payment for Bear's 25th, as well as the Bananas 30th, and Craig's 50th. We've paid for the cakes, we've paid for the food, and we've paid for the presents we gave to friends and families. This is how much money we have spent over the last year. And what I've been hearing from someone who has been requesting me to do more this year, and that is ABC for Kids comedian 1998.
What?
Our king has just called out your name.
My fella, you have been requesting me to do Anthony's 60th and Jeff's 70th, mostly while I was busy on my productions of Blue's 25th and Craig's 50th. You also offered me to do Steve's 50th. I have just received $600 in my WigglesWorld bank account, and there's no way I am going to sit on my butt to work on these events you requested me. I am trying to save up to $2,000 for a bigger event, for thousands of WigglesWorld fans to see. And if you want your crossover party requests to become a reality, it is your responsibility to pay for them. And you will be helping us build a huge WigglesWorld event without any off-topic requesting. Next time I see an off-topic request during this upcoming production, getting blocked is going right into your hands. Capiche?
Okay. Yes, WigglesWorld. I'm sorry.
Thank you. And after seeing Nature Cat and his friends to be the last ones at the previous 2 events, I have expected that Fat Purple Cat to attend there once we've announced the huge event. And if he ever plays his stupidity, like trying to ruin it, I swear to God, his butt is going to be in a huge amount of danger.
Oh yes, our king. He's so going to participate your upcoming event once you announce it to everyone.
And you better not play any shenanigans during his upcoming event, or else we will give you a number of severe punishments, and this is still your last chance to come with us.
Yes, you too. I've heard that already. Sheesh.
Shush the sheesh.
Thank you, Nature Cat. And finally, for what to expect to show you next year. After we wrap up productions of Wiggly Virals, we will be constructing a huge WigglesWorld event to show how everyone appreciates my content, and to celebrate my career of beyond. There will be a private special coverage hoping to happen in July this year, and it will run until early mid-next year to surprise the public. And that covers everything for this year and next year we are looking forward to working on. And right now, I'm going to hand over to Jimmy Gak, Moses and Kieran that relates to what I've announced, and or perhaps some new content they might produce this year.
Thank you, Anthony. But anyways, like Anthony said to Ryan, the request for crossover parties has to stop. I was about to have my 21st birthday at WigglesWorld Park, which is the prehistoric party. I was just inviting my good friends such as Goodville Gang, Marcus, Moses, the Wiggles, Wiggly friends including the Waggets, the High Five gang including Jupe Jupe and Chats, Bananas, Rat, and Teddies, including my crush Amy. But it turns out, making birthday videos is not a good idea, but sending photos for the birthday parties in the YouTube community tab is a good idea. Besides, we don't want to sit on our butts making the video for more than 1 freaking hour. Also, one more thing before I hand it over to Jimmy. Next year, which is 2024, it will be High Five's 25th anniversary. Well, I'm going to make a documentary about High Five. But we don't know that we could make the 25th anniversary episode of High Five. Because according to my research on YouTube, some of High Five episodes are up to more than 30 minutes, so yeah. But not just that, in the middle of 2022, Nicholas was doing StreamYard to reacting to some misbehaving films with the group of LJ Operations. For example, we have been chatting about some useful things and random stuff. But anyways, move on to Jimmy now. It's all over to you, mate.
Thank you, Kieran. And yep, as Anthony had addressed earlier, he is not exactly the only one who has been having to put up with these off-topic requests, or in my case, off-topic comments in addition. You see, ever since I uploaded Power Job 25 UTTP misbehaves at WigglesWorld, the popularity of that film skyrocketed so significantly to the point where countless people such as Jacob Williamson, Alex S. Crossover Channel and even Nick Summoned at one point, though that was only one time, have been pestering me to make more and more misbehaved dead films ever since. And not to mention that I also have a life in Roblox to focus on as well. And I am way behind schedule of what things I need to do to polish my projects on that website, specifically Codeville. I mean, why else do you think I normally proclaim myself as counselor of that suburb? Now here are some words of advice that I would like to say to those pinheads. You do not own this channel, I do, and therefore, I should have the right to decide what to make or pass on making, not you. None of you little parasites are, have been, or ever will be in control of this channel, nor Anthony's, nor Kieran's, nor Moses', no one. Deciding whether we want to do something in our lives ourselves is what makes us all human. Let's just pray to God that you numbskulls are capable of processing all of what just flew out of my mouth, through your thick heads. But before we get on to other topics regarding what's been going on with Anthony lately, how about I just sit there and quickly clear some things up regarding what's been going on with my channel, in addition to his. Now some of you guys have been probably questioning why I haven't been doing a whole lot on YouTube, since the release of Eddie Misbehaves at Camp Goville, and the answer is simple. I was and still am completely and utterly exhausted from wrapping up production of that film. And this wouldn't have been the case if it weren't for those godforsaken bugs, errors, and limitations that were going on with Rapper Offline, some of which have nearly led the film to cancellation at one point. It was a real shit show for not just me, but for Nicholas as well, and I am not kidding when I say that I would actually rather relive the production of the WigglesWorld video than this film, and that's saying a lot. But you know what, I think it's better if I talk about my future for this channel for another day. Now, back to what has been going on with Anthony. As he and Kieran had stated earlier, Ryan was also one of these people who have been pestering him to do more crossover birthday parties, and believe me, I can't even count how many of those he had been requesting him to make since production on Blue's 25th, back in mid-2021, and I never wanted to have to admit this to the public, but if Ryan keeps up with this crap, then as much as it hurts for me to say, it will eventually come to the point where I would have no choice but to kick him out of the Coville gang, because everything Ryan's been doing since 2017 not only has been utterly unacceptable, but they all go against what the Coville gang stands for. I am really sorry, but I am really trying to be as fair and reasonable as possible here. When the Coville gang were formed in 2016, we were going to show that not every aspect of the Beyond community was toxic. Obviously, Ryan didn't go with it no matter how hard we tried to make him understand. But you know what, I really don't want this speech to drag on any longer, so we are just gonna move on to Moses Yakoe already. But thanks for listening anyway. It's over to you, Moses.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. And I think what these guys have said earlier should be very clear, that off-topic requests are not what we tolerate here in the WigglesWorld community. It's just so bloody annoying that we have to put up with this nonsense. It's like we are talking to nothing but a bunch of NPCs that don't even understand anything at all. They just say stuff that's scripted. Anyway, the point is, if anyone here makes an off-topic request in the comments, God help me, it will be hell to pay. Another point I also want to make is that I haven't been doing many DVD openings on my channel as I'm very busy with work and everything. Plus I'm also helping the legendary king himself, WigglesWorld, with his biggest crossover party yet. But fear not, I will get back on track with those. And speaking of DVD openings, I have some special ABC DVD openings up my sleeve that'll probably get you thinking, how on earth is that suitable for a fan-made DVD opening? And I'm talking about the ones from 1998 and 2001. Yeah. I know. And of course WigglesWorld was pretty much the guy that inspired me to do those. And oh boy, I'm hoping that after this whole crossover special is over, he can get back into the habit of doing DVD openings. Nobody does them better than him. Now there's something else I really want to talk about. Something in regards to my personal life. Outside of YouTube and the WigglesWorld community, I have been battling with depression, high stress factors and severe anxiety. It's not a great thing for a young adult with autism to go through at all, which is why when our UK Day is being celebrated, I'm able to get things off my chest instead of keeping it all in. And I would like to encourage everyone to do that. To finish it all off, I want to say that working with a great guy like WigglesWorld is just something heartwarming and something that will keep us all together as a team. Now, I would like to hand over the mic to the king himself, WigglesWorld. Over to you, mate.
Thanks very much, Moses. And I think we're ready to take some questions.
With the biggest party you are planning this year, is it going to take place at the community center, or perhaps the school gym?
Good question, Daisy. Well, I'm not sure yet, but we'll organize it in private once we wrap up Wiggly Virals.
Fair enough.
Have you recently blocked some users who have been pissing you off with these off-topic comments in your community posts, as well as your videos?
Well, Mr. Tank Engine, my answer will be yes, because I would never want to end up suffering pain or health risks of any kind. All I wanted to do is to look after myself, not seeing blood clots forming that can be leading to a disastrous heart attack. That is not what I want. I have been busy so much in my personal life over the past 8 years, when I started in year 9. Not only that, but a number of pests affecting my past PCs, viruses, blue screens, anything unnecessary. And also I've been ridiculously busy with other things with my family, and mostly throughout my high school life. And thirdly, as I mentioned earlier, I'm just not happy with ABC for Kids Comedia because he wanted me to do more crossover parties. After I received $600 for Christmas, what I am trying to save up is $2,000 for a big event for everyone to see, not spending all of 2023 with these off-topic crossover parties. Each of them cost $500. And what Jimmy Yek addressed about 5 minutes ago, that if he carries on with his crap, then it is advised that we would not have a choice but to ban him for attending my huge upcoming crossover event, and worse, he will eventually be in the danger of getting fired. I have recently gave him one last chance, and I'm still not happy with him at the moment. Marika just come home from her 21st birthday getaway in Port Douglas around a week ago, and once we've got these 2 cockroaches parties announced, it is going to be Ryan's huge responsibility to pay $500 each for Anthony, and for Jeff, and I mean it to this guy.
WigglesWorld, we know that your Vyond experience was very enjoyable to you ever since your 1000th video, but is there anything that makes you feel concerned, or overwhelmed because of what was happening ever since things changed?
Well, to be honest, Steve, yes, because back in late 2015, when I was on production of my very own WigglesWorld Live in Melbourne video, I've heard that older themes would retire, and to be replaced with business-friendly, the HTML5 theme like we are in right now. But then, when I was on 75% of the production of Power Gen 25 UTTP misbehaved at Wiggle Dice, the GoAnimate 4 Schools account got deactivated. All thanks to those idiots of Itsoft messing up my production just to be finished around July. And wow, what a bunch of losers of Beyond playing up with their ongoing shenanigans to our favorite website to make animations. Over those past 6 to 8 years of removing our lovable stuff, it's just getting ridiculous. And the retirement of the legacy video maker, far out. Many people think that this animation website is getting so drunk nowadays. But in my opinion, I was aware of that. And I'm still rocking along to improve my animating skills, which it is good because I have been doing so much entertaining everyone with my animations over the past 14 years.
We know that you are still going strong with your career with animating, and we're looking forward to be working on your one huge party with you. But would you consider to take your holidays off from Beyond during these announcements you have shared with us earlier?
Good question, Dorothy. Now, for my plans to take my breaks in between tasks of new Wiggly Virals and the upcoming special coverage of work of my huge event, I think I'll announce some breaks after the premiere of Wiggly Virals episode 21. Is that okay with you?
Yes, sounds okay with me.
WigglesWorld, my question would be that. If you were to get Jimmy Gak, Mureka and the other boys to help you plan and organize your huge special event for your fans to see, will be there any of your rules to remain in place for ABC for Kids comedian, since he's been bothering you with his off-topic crossover parties? Because you might already mentioned that Ronald's Hands will be attending there once you announce the special surprise.
Why, yes, Gwendolyn. There will be rules, not just for Ryan, but for everyone who needs my support for my private special coverage of the construction of my big event for thousands to see. And in my case, I would never want to see something off topic in my upcoming script in any sort of capacity whatsoever. And if I were to persist to be more busy with my personal life while my big event goes in progress, then I would be thinking that, to be honest, well, if you don't know what will happen next, but the next steps may well have to include making huge plans for my decision to step out of being WigglesWorld 2000, or in my case, my resignation from Beyond and YouTube, if I continue to be busy more in my personal life. But that's not what we want, because many of my fans wanted me to stay so that I can entertain more with old and new content.
Fair point. But we would all be aware of that if you were thinking about moving on to pursue other things. But I believe it is necessary for you to stay because we all loved seeing your superb animations you have done over the past 14 years. And it is up to you. If you feel like wanting to step out of Beyond and YouTube, then we would be aware of it.
You know what? I would be happy if I stay with you guys on this animation website and on YouTube for the next 14 years.
Yes. Now that's our role.
Don't retire, just continue on your occupation, our king.
Why, thank you, Nathan and Tim. And I'm glad everyone is happy for me to continue, because it's good to see lots of encouragement and enjoy some new experiences too. Sometimes I would have to take a few weeks off in case of my family holiday, or perhaps some tasks that needed to be completed. And as I've already mentioned earlier, aside of these stupid off-topic requests hearing from random people, as well as Ryan, I would end up experiencing health problems if I were to sit in front of my computer just to film new Wiggly Virals episodes, and one huge event, all in one whole year. I just don't want that. I've been through way too much of having me to cancel my past unfinished projects, all thanks to me been busy so much and hearing all the bullshit from these unnecessary idiots, even Ryan's stupidity. If he keeps up with his crap, then we would have to fire him. And the thing is that if he does that in public once more, there would be consequences he would have to face. We would close his YouTube account, we would kick him out of the Goodville gang, and he would not be participating any more of WigglesWorld crossover parties, and worse, he would have to find his new life without us. So this will be his last warning. If his crap continues, then it's off the table.
Is there any advice that we could do for you and your gang with your upcoming special event?
Now that's a good question, Greg. Well, I think it would be for us to plan a set list, and maybe arrange some delicious dishes for everyone to serve. But we'll let you know when we're ready.
No worries at all, my friend.
Any more questions to ask me?
Nah, we're all good.
All good. Fair enough. So that comes to a conclusion of our meeting. Thanks very much, everyone. I'll see you real soon.